Bitcoin took a plunge to the downside last night, so I wanted to very quickly give my input on the situation. I see a lot of bearishness across social media, but I personally don't think Bitcoin is in all too bad of a position, to be completely honest. Of course, my opinion could change very quickly with a break of support, but my macro analysis remains unfazed for now. I still believe that the bottom is in for the mid to long term, or at least very close to it if it's not. But if this chart is new to you, I highly recommend watching my Bitcoin cheat sheet video. There's a link in the description down below for a more in-depth look at what I believe is going on here and why I think the bottom is in. But basically, nothing has changed here for now. Although, yes, I will say that there is resistance up ahead and the bulls are showing some weakness, but I wouldn't exactly say the bears are pulling the trigger either. So, in my eyes, support is support until it's broken. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I personally don't like the idea of shorting into support. You're obviously supposed to buy support and short resistance. And across social media, I see so many people flipping very bearish very quickly over every little bit of dip to the downside that we take. But once again, I have outlined so many reasons in my previous video why I think the bottom is in, and this is such an important level that would flip from resistance to support, in my opinion, that if we do end up bottoming here and starting to trend to the upside, I think it would look so obvious in hindsight. And of course, it always does look obvious in hindsight because Captain Hindsight is 2020. But I've outlined a whole slew of reasons that are bullish compared to the bearish side. Obviously, if we end up just dropping this support and flipping it into resistance, I mean, my opinion would change very quickly in that situation. But once again, support is support until it's broken. Just to check out a couple other things, just looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see we did get this bit of a double bottom, kind of in my daily double bottom box, actually. I had played this one, I'd played this long swing here just last week. It played out beautifully because I was looking at a bit of a double bottom pattern here, and just zooming in on the 4-hour, getting something very similar in kind of the same range. So that's actually very nice to see. Other than that, guys, I mean, if I hop over to the 15-minute, I was actually thinking we were going to find support a lot sooner. That's why I have this blue box mapped out here. I was actually laddering in longs in this blue box here, and I was expecting to see some sort of a double bottom come into play here. Obviously got wrecked on that trade, never worked out, but I got into a new position somewhere down here. It was around 18.4k. So it is a smaller one because I was seeing the potential for some weakness there. But again, I'd rather be in a long position if we're coming out of support range there, rather than looking to short into support. Obviously, if my support box drops, I think things could get very violent and juicy to the downside. But until that happens, it is still technically support, you guys. One other thing I want to point out here is just looking at the kind of range that we're trading in right here. I mean, looking back, you can see that Bitcoin loves to do this where it kind of drops out. I know I've pointed this out before, but in our bear market, we get this little level of kind of a support zone, and we get our final capitulation to the downside, and then we get some sort of an accumulation zone. And you can see that happened in our previous bear market too, obviously our infamous descending triangle. Got our final capitulation to the downside, and then just had an accumulation zone. And this looks no different to me. We just, yes, again, things look a little bit weak, but we have our bear market support here where the market really respected the shit out of this red box. Got our, what I'm going to claim as the final capitulation. Again, that can change. But right now, it just looks like we're in another accumulation zone after that final capitulation. Something else to go with that I just noticed before starting this video is, I know I've pointed out this take profit. This is on the weekly, and we had this short signal. And although it's not a long signal on the MDX Algo 3, it was telling us to take profits on a short if we were in one. And now on top of that, I'm actually seeing a bullish divergence come into play with this indicator as well. That would be this blue dot. So again, guys, I just, everything we learn about trading, you want to buy low, sell high, you want to buy support, sell resistance. So does it really make sense to come into a very strong potential level of support and on top of that, getting a bullish divergence on the RSI, bullish divergence on the MDX Algo 3? I mean, we're at a key weekly macro support level with bullish divergences coming out the ass, and I see everyone wanting to take a short right now. Just from a technical perspective, I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. Obviously, it could play out absolutely beautifully. We could dump right down to 14 or 10K, because if we lose this support, absolutely things could get very volatile to the downside. I mean, panic could set into this market very quickly. But until that happens, I don't know. I'm seeing more reasons to go long than short for the next little bit here. Gonna have to see how that plays out. But that's just kind of a couple things that I'm looking at personally. So if I want to hop over, again, this is just the weekly, just on a regular chart, not the logarithmic. Again, we have this support level, we have our RSI with a bullish divergence, and we have this bullish divergence on the MDX Algo 3. So once again, you guys know, those of you who have been following along my channel, you know that I love those double bottom bullish divergence plays, and that's what I'm seeing on the weekly here. So again, in my opinion, just things don't look all too bad for the way it looks across social media. A lot of panic, a lot of fear, bears getting very cocky, all that sort of stuff, you guys. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. Obviously, the whole economy is a mess, and yes, there is talks of rate hikes and all that sort of stuff. To be honest, I'm not a fundamental guy. I am more of a just look at the charts guy. So my opinion here is strictly on a charts basis, just strictly technical analysis. I'm not factoring in the global environment. My opinion on that is the media can always take a way to spin something. If we dump, they already have an article ready. If we pump, they already have an article ready. So no matter what happens, I don't know, I just personally like playing the charts because I understand that I don't fully understand the way the economy runs, so I don't want to pretend to. I'd rather just draw colorful shapes and kind of play the trend for what it is. So anyways, friends, like I said, this is just a very quick market update today. Obviously, none of this has been financial advice. Always do your own research to form your own opinions. But if you appreciated this video, please do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe, and if you appreciated this video and you think it's helpful, share it with a friend. With that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.